The frame and body is not very much further along, the frame of the body. I do have a little bit more done on the steering. I still don't have my tie rods and the rest of the steering stuff done on it. The main thing I've been working on is the piece for the back end that's going to house the transmission and the four wheels, basically. I've got these hubs right here. Yeah, ding ding. That are going to go in here. And these are a 30 spline hub. And I've been trying to find a 30 spline something that I can use to adapt it to this 1-inch shaft. I haven't been able to find anything, but I've got something that I'm going to try to make to see if it works. But this is really heavy. This is 5/16 angle, 3x5, so it's pretty heavy. But I'm mocking it up upside down where I can get it all put together. I want to actually have sprockets on here and then a little stem sticking out back here that I can put a sprocket on to tie the two together where they will both pull. Finally got the right size hole saw, and drilling through 5/16 steel with a 3 5/8 hole saw takes a while. So I didn't show all y'all that and all the welding that I had to do on this frame to get it welded together. And it's very heavy, so I'm anxious to kind of get it put together and just in place to see what it's going to do. So let's continue on further. This is the piece that I'm making to adapt the 30 spline hubs to the 1-inch shaft of the transmission. This tubing is a little over 1 inch inside diameter and a little under 1 3/8 outside diameter. I've reamed it and I have slightly beveled this end, and it's the way it fits up into the hub that I did that. What I'm doing here is, this is a piece of 3/4 all thread, and I have 2 3/4 nuts on here, and this is a 3/4 rod coupling. Well, right here there was a dimple in it that basically knocked the threads into the inside where the rod would only screw in halfway. And I drilled that out and run it on through there a little further, and then I put a plug weld in there. Basically, I drilled into the shaft a little bit and then welded down into it. And that's what I'm going to do with these other holes right here. See, there's more holes on here, and that's what I'm going to do with them too, is plug weld them. Then I will run these nuts up onto here and make sure they are perfectly in line with each other. I will also drill and plug weld them because I need them to be stationary to the shaft. And then what I will end up doing is, see how I rounded these edges off. I knocked the edges off and made it rounded. It will actually go inside this tubing, and then I will also drill and plug into this, plug weld into this. I've ran 2 more nuts up on here just to protect these threads, because actually I'm probably going to be cutting this all thread off right at the edge of this nut right here. But I got my holes drilled to put the welds in there, plug welds in there. There's a couple of plug welds I'd already done in that, and I'll grind them off smooth. Alright, this is what it looks like at this point. Got all my plug welds in here, in the nuts and in the rod coupling. Got the rod coupling rounded off, and I cut the all thread off right at the end of these 2 nuts right here, and I'm going to take these back off, but I'm going to leave them on there right now because I've got to insert this into here, and it's probably going to take a little bit of pounding to get it in there. So I'll leave those nuts on there where I can hammer against it. This is the hubs on the frame with the adapter piece sticking out the back and the 1-inch shaft going into it. I'll probably put a pin or something through there to lock that together. Both sides. See all the frame, transmission. Once I get this, make sure this is set in place good, I'll have to bolt this down. I'll have to drill holes down through I've got a little piece of 1-inch by 1-inch down here that I'll bolt through. And then I'm going to put some angle brackets from here over to the frame to where I can bolt it to this but then weld it to this. I got some more pieces welded in here and on the other side, and I'm fixing to pick up this thing and flip it over where I can do some of the top side welding, and as you can tell it's very heavy. I'm fixing to have to lift it up with my cherry picker. And I'm going to do the finish welding in all this area. I think I'm going to have to do a little trimming around this right here, but notch. I can see where that's hitting right there. I'm probably going to have to notch that piece out. But let me get a bunch more welding done on it on the top side. I got the back piece painted up and started putting it back together. I got my sprockets on there for the chain that's going to tie the two axles together. Got them on both sides. This is the piece that I'm making for the back part. As you can tell here, it has a piece of 1-inch axle in it. So I'm basically going to end up with about the same thing I have here, only opposite. But I'll show you how that goes together here in just a little bit. Good old red, white, and blue. This piece is almost ready to set down on the ground and weld to the frame. I got all the hubs in now, and just got to put the chain that links the two together. I can do it on the ground, but I'm getting ready to set this down on the ground and see if I can get this piece welded to the frame. I'm trying to get the steering all put together. This is the steering shaft, and I've got it just clamped in place now. I wanted it to be able to steer on this other side, so I've put this rod on here going out this way with an arm, and then I'll have a drag link from here down to the steering right here. And I've got just kind of a makeshift adjustable rod on here for right now, and that drag link will tie onto right here. you can get off of it now, I think. Let's see if it comes, what it does when it comes up. See? Without you on it, it ain't gonna do it. Okay. Ooh, yeah.
It's heavy. Yeah, I think that's obvious. Yeah, be careful there.
Alright, put that post underneath the post right behind you.
That one right there. Where?
With the front end. It's somewhere. Get under there.
Okay. That one?
That's too much, though.
Yeah. Where are you gonna go with this one?
Well, that's already a pretty good size load on this lift. But the rear end piece is welded on there. I got one set of tires on there just because I couldn't get it on the lift with both sets on there. It's getting closer. Thanks for watching this video on Kevin's creations of Mini Semi Volume 2. Please look us up on Facebook and like and share us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like and comment on these videos. Thanks for watching Kevin's Creations.